Hey, buddy boo. Happy whatever day of the week you're watching this. For me, it might be Saturday. I've lost track. I want to help if you are in the middle of deciding something and you are on the struggle bus. I used to live on the decision struggle bus in the decision drama, and it was incredibly frustrating and painful. And I'm talking to a lot of people right now who are struggling making decisions. So let's get into it because it can be easier and it can feel better. There are two key misunderstandings that we're going to flip on their heads today because it's going to change everything. I want you to pay attention. Don't worry. It's going to be fun. We're going to have a good time. Okay, so the main thing that I want you to realize from the get-go is what you believe deciding actually is, the verb. Most people who come to me saying they're thinking about something, they're in the middle of deciding something, they're researching, they don't want to rush into anything, figuring things out, what they're actually doing is avoiding. No judgment. We're just getting objectively honest here. Most of the time taken up in their lives with this decision is simply avoidance. And it's avoidance of having to make the decision, but it's also avoidance of judgment. It's avoiding putting yourself at risk to be judged by your friends, your colleagues, your family, strangers on the internet, and judged by yourself. Critic number one, right? The less decisions you make and stand behind and commit to, the less risk you put yourself at. This is why we hear things from our brain like, don't rush into that. Don't be irresponsible. Don't be naive. Be realistic. Take your time. Not bad thoughts on paper, but usually they're well-intentioned, but they just come from this place of wanting to avoid judgment. So I want you to just give yourself a big old permission exhale here to redefine what deciding is, what your version of the verb deciding is. Because deciding does not have to take weeks and months. And you know it doesn't, because even though you do that and you take weeks to make a decision, it feels terrible. And you know you're not thinking that whole time. You're not researching that whole time. So that's fine. It's fine. Nothing's gone wrong. Totally changeable though. So just try this on. Try this question on. Am I deciding or am I avoiding? And you know you're avoiding if you're spending mass amounts of time and energy thinking about this decision. And here's where we get to misunderstanding number two. Misunderstanding number two is that making a decision is choosing what you want to do. But I have another definition for you. Deciding actually is choosing what you want to think, my friend. Think about this. If you decide to take an action, like apply to this school or break up with this person or move, that's a decision you're making. That's an action you're taking. But it's based on a thought that you're thinking. Before you ever got to the action part, where you're going to break up with this person, or you're going to move to a different city, you had to think a thought first. I'm going to be happier in this different situation. This other situation aligns more closely with my values. So I'm going to go over here. There is such delicious freedom if you switch your thinking around your decision making and stop focusing so intensely on what to do next, and you really back the truck up and focus on what you want to think. Because I hear a lot of people say, I don't know what I think. I used to say that all of the time. And it's simply not true. You can know what you think simply by tuning into your brain. You think it's complicated because we often think things at the same time. I think I'll be happier somewhere else. I'm scared I won't be happier somewhere else. What? Ruh-roh. But don't tell me you can't find those thoughts because they're right there. You know you're thinking them. This is where it gets a little complicated, and that's why I created a downloadable PDF so that you can help guide yourself through this process. Because our brains are great, but they're kind of like, they can be black holes sometimes. So if you have a decision you're wanting to make, A, get honest with yourself about, okay, I want to do the verb of deciding, not the verb of avoiding. Doesn't get anything done and it feels terrible. And then I'm open to what this chick is saying because my way is not working, so heck, I'll try hers. Maybe I can focus on what I want to think instead of what I want to do. Use this downloadable PDF thingy doodle that I made for you because it's a present, so take it. But also it'll help you slow yourself down because our brains hate slowing down. They want to go fast. It's not helpful in this scenario though. So get clear on your thoughts. Once you see everything that you're thinking regarding this decision, you can start deciding what you want to think. Because your brain might be thinking a lot of these thoughts without your permission. That's totally fine, but you're in charge. So take your power back, decide what you want to think. And once you decide what you want to think, I can be happy in this city, or I deserve to go after this degree, or whatever, the action will be so much easier to identify. That decision will practically take care of itself. So much better, so much easier, so much more aligned, right? Take your power back. Okay, have fun with this. Let me know if it helps. If you want more help, join the Mindset Tune-Up because it's freaking free and you'll get mindset tools off the bat. So much fun. And you'll join our free community where you get coaching every week. And if none of this made sense and you still want help with the decision, I will help you. Heart you. Have a good weekend. See you soon.